Hi, I'm Sarah Taylor. I'm an awakening trail guide and an intuitive energy healer. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to be with your experience, which sounds like could be many videos. And it's part of a longer course that I teach, but I just wanted to touch on it today because I'm just starting this channel. And welcome. And I'm trying to stabilize this iPhone out in the wilderness. I'm on a hiking trail. There we go. It's windy. So, how to be with our experience. It's really fundamental. Working with people, I notice that it's one of the most foundational things that they can get comfortable with and lean into and get familiar with, how to be with your experience. And if you have had a traumatic background, had lots of pain in your life, I get it. There can be a tendency to want to escape, right? And so it's always important to, if you're in active trauma, if you're really navigating some chunky emotional stuff that feels overwhelming, to have a therapist. If you're watching this video, you're on the spiritual path, most likely on the non-dual awakening path or healing path, or both, hopefully. And get therapy, talk with counselors, do trauma release work with licensed professionals who know their stuff. It's important. And all of that anyway is bringing us into this now moment, into the present moment, so that we can be with our experience right now. But sometimes we have to process some heavy past stuff before we can really feel comfortable being in this present moment. So if you're ever working with an energy healer or a spiritual teacher and they're really pushing you to experience what you're experiencing and you start to get overwhelmed, you can stop and tell them, hold on, it's a bit overwhelming right now. And in those moments, if you ever get overwhelmed, you can toggle your attention. I have a short meditation here on that, but toggling your attention between where you acutely feel the pain, the emotional pain, and then another area of your body that's completely opposite of what you're experiencing. So if you're experiencing a lot of pain, grief, tightening, fear at your chest, where on your body are you experiencing the opposite of that? Don't think, just go there. My toe, my elbow, and rest there for a bit. And bring yourself back to the place where you acutely feel the pain. And you can toggle back and forth and then eventually hold space for both to be there. That there is neutrality and relaxation in your body, in your experience, and there is also pain and contraction. So you always want to go at your own pace with being with your experience. But it's really, really fundamental. And so if you're feeling resistance to what you're experiencing, you open and soften to the resistance. There's resistance here. And you make room for it. If you're feeling contraction, there's contraction here. There's grief here. There's pain here. There's anger here. And we soften. I'm not a fan of let's let it go, let's release it. That can't happen until there's been an opening to it and a softening to it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sit in your emotional pain for 12 hours before there's some sort of release. There are practices or approaches where, you have an intense journey, man, and you just feel it all, and in the in the aspiration to purge it all. And sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't, and sometimes it traumatizes a person more. So everybody has to follow what feels good to them, but we want to open a little at a time, right? So, okay, what am I experiencing right now on the physical level? Well, I'm feeling my hips on the ground and my legs, and I'm feeling the soles of my feet touching my legs, and I'm feeling the breeze on my skin. It's a little cold. The sun is a bit warm, it's coming up more. And you can bring your attention to what is physically happening. That seems to be not of you, right? And then we go in a little bit more. And so what am I feeling in my body emotionally? With our emotions, we always want to feel first, investigate later. So opening to emotions that you're experiencing and notice where they are in the body. Just notice where they are in the body. It's so habitual to feel pain, grief, anger, sadness, fear, right? And to go into the mind, and then the mind kicks up. The mind starts with its narratives. It's just trying to keep us safe. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. But the mind is not who we are, and the mind is not necessarily the truth. There's some research that we get a dopamine hit when we tell ourselves a story with an ending to it. Like, I don't know what I'm feeling in this moment, but what I'm feeling is bad and is going to kill me, right? We actually get a dopamine hit because filling in the blank, it's a survival mechanism, gives us a short burst of pleasure and relief. Like, at least we know what's happening. It's something terrible in our mind, right? But at least we figured it out, right? At least the mind figured it out. But in those moments when you're experiencing emotional pain, go to the body, not the mind. Feel first, investigate later. You'll get clarity or insight about it another time. Or maybe in the midst of feeling it, don't push it. Don't try to understand it or know something about it with the mind to make sense and categorize it and label and identify it, and then identify yourself as that. It's just being present with the sensations in your body. Tightness at the throat. Okay, I can be with it. I can soften with the presence of tightness. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to do anything. And that's a little mantra that I give students and healing clients all the time. Sometimes when they're on the table and I'm working on them, or on Zoom. Just nothing to fix, nothing to figure out, nothing to do, just be. Nothing to fix, nothing to figure out, nothing to do, just be. It helps to soften that mechanism of always having to know. Even if what we think we're knowing isn't actually true. When we come to conclusions, when we're in the middle of a big emotional, feely experience, usually causes more suffering, doesn't it? So we feel first and investigate later. Just feeling it. Tightness at the throat, heat at my chest. I'm softening. I'm allowing it to be here. There's a type of allowance. Oh my gosh, these birds are having a party in the water right now. Did you hear that? Now they're all flying away. They all took a bath in the bay. So just being with what is here. Dropping agendas. Dropping the mind stories and softening to it, because it will change. All experience changes, all feelings change, all feeling states change, all states of consciousness change. That which is unchanging is that which notices what is here. And so when emotional pain comes up, when resistance, when being repelled by something comes up, just get curious, and feel it in your body, experience it. Oh, I shouldn't be feeling that, or I shouldn't be experiencing this. No, your experience is your experience. How you hold it will cause you suffering. If you're trying to fix it, figure it out, or change it, or do something, doing and creative solutions come from a different place, a deeper place. So even if you're practicing being with your experience, no matter what your experience is, and you're noticing resistance, anger, that lady on YouTube told me to be with what I'm experiencing. I'm so pissed at her right now. Be with that. Be with the anger. Be with the resistance. It's like a Russian doll or something, or like concentric circles. It's like the more you soften and drop resistance to what you're actually experiencing, it opens up into something else. So even resistance, you soften and drop the need for resistance to not be here. All right, resistance is here. The reason why this is so fundamental, to be able to hold, for lack of a better word, to hold for what you're experiencing, is because if you have a limited capacity to be with your pain and your suffering, there is a limited capacity to be with your joy, your bliss, your radiant beingness, your divine nature, the nature of reality, oneness, unity, same taste, yum yum. And we can think that we're really good at being with our experience if we're really attached to our painful emotions, right? I think in my 20s, I was like, oh my God, I'm suffering so much. And I would attach. I was being with my experience, man. I was suffering, man. And I could feel it. And I was in it. And I was it. But that's not what I'm talking about. We soften and open to the pain without identifying with it, right? Without perpetuating the stories about it. This is how my life is going to be forever. This is just who I am. I'm screwed up, A really common belief that I see in people is that they're a problem to be fixed. You're just having an experience. So, sure, we can wallow in pain, huh? We can wallow in our experience. We can attach to experience. Transcendent experiences, beautiful, blissful, amazing, expansive experiences. Gimme, I want more of that. Yeah, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's what I want more of. Or, oh gosh, I'm not feeling that right now, so there's something wrong with me. There's something to be fixed. So that's not what I'm talking about either. We can do it at either end of the spectrum, right? Whether it's suffering or bliss, contraction or transcendent radiance. We are vast enough to hold for whatever arises. You are vast enough to be with whatever is being experienced. Because that which is experiencing is vast enough. So I think that's enough for today. I'll probably talk about this more. It's so fundamental. Once somebody that I'm working with really understands this and is practicing this allowance of what is here, allowance of their experience, this softening around. Again, notice I'm not saying letting go or, letting go of what you're feeling, letting go of your pain, letting go of your softening around it, opening to it, which doesn't mean we welcome it in, identify with it, and hang on to it. My suffering is who I am. This is how I know I'm alive. That can be there too. Like, we don't know that we're really here unless we're suffering, right? So then you relax into that and you go, oh, I think I'm doing that thing where I believe that I am my suffering or that I need my suffering in order to exist. That's here too, and we soften and open to that. We can soften and open to the stories without believing them, without perpetuating them. We can notice them. So this is a big topic, and I'll probably talk about it more, but I hope this was helpful today. Anything you want to ask, go for it in the comments. I really want to hear from you. If you like what you saw, what you listened to, please subscribe if you feel called to, and hit the bell if you want to be alerted about new videos. And let me know how your practice is going. Let me know how your path is unfolding for you. All right, till next time.